a little bit more to the right. Hold it right there. Now we have a clear enough signal to bring you the highlights. Number 3, Meeteetse at number 4, Farson-Eden, first quarter. Meeteetse wearing the white. This was the first play from scrimmage, and yet it was not. Delton Abar uncorks one to Carter Johnson, who has his defender beat, and he is streaking down the near sideline for a 65-yard score, but the ref said Johnson went out of bounds, then came back in before he made the catch. So that is not a touchdown, but no worries, we are just getting started. The Longhorns would retain possession and put a drive together. Joshua Graybill will finish it off with this 3-yard run, add on a 2-point kick, and we have an 8-0 ball game so far. Farson-Eden would try to answer. Kelton Broadhead is going to try to power his way in, but he would get unplugged and fumble inside the 5. Abar would recover at about the 2. Not the best field position, but it did save the touchdown. But the visitors were able to move the ball and took chances. This is 4th down from the 20. Abar finds an open man. It's Scott Sessions who will get the first and get down to the 1-yard line. Good touchdown saving tackle by Lyndon Lehman, but 1 yard in 6-man is pretty easy to get. Well, maybe not so if you decide to go up the middle, but Johnson did not mind. It got the points, plus 2 more, and the defending state champs now lead 16-0. Meanwhile, the Pronghorns were having some problems hanging on to the ball, and it will take some weird bounces. Sessions with the recovery in enemy territory, and his teammates would set up shop and have a short field to work with. Meeteetse would eventually cash in. Abar is looking for his favorite target, and that's Johnson, who stayed inbounds this time. 27 yards and another score. You could tell who was in control. The score was 24-0 after the first 10 minutes. Second quarter, and it was starting to look like the first. Johnson takes the pitch, finds the hole, cuts inside, goes 5 yards, and the Longhorns were in command with a 30-0 advantage at this point. It took about 17 minutes into the game before the home team finally did something. Neil Jones goes over the middle to Ryan Curtis, who will hang on and slip one tackler, and he's in from 27 yards. There may be some hope, but there is still more work to do, down 30-6. However, the opposition was quick to counter, and where was the defense on this play? Abar will find a very wide open Andrew Mertz for 38 yards. That was too easy, and the Longhorns got those points back and lead 38-6. You could get a sense, though, that the pace of this game was starting to pick up. Jones is looking for somebody. He will air it out and find Gavin Wynn on the run for a 24-yard touchdown. Farson-Eden was starting to wake up, down 38-13 with about 28 seconds to go before the break. Well, 28 seconds is more than enough time. In fact, the visitors needed less than half of that. The Pronghorns had the second best pass defense in 6-man coming into this game, but Abar was taking it apart. Alex Poole hits the brakes and adjusts to the pass while his defender kept going. 30 yards plus 2 more to make this a 46-13 game going into halftime. Third quarter, if you thought this game was over, you would have been dead wrong. The home team got to work. Lehman is going to show why his team has the best rushing offense in the state for 6-man. There's 35 yards and a score. Maybe. It's 46-21, and there is some time in this game. How about some defense? You don't see much in this type of game. Abar is going to get hit while he was winding up. That's a fumble. Broadhead forced it, and then this play took a while. Isaac Orozco picks up the ball, and talk about a guy who did not want to go down. He would drag 2 guys, and then eventually it took 3 to tackle him. Talk about never quitting. And the home team was starting to live up to that phrase. A few plays later, Lehman will take the pitch. He will get some good blocks and weave his way in from 11 yards. This game is starting to get interesting. Farson-Eden now down by a score of 46-29. Speaking of interesting, how about the onside kick? You be the judge. Not 10 yards, but did Meeteetse touch the ball? The ref said yes. So the Pronghorns will get the ball again and are back in business. They may have caught a break. But what good is a break if you do not take advantage of it? Jones looking. Lehman was covered on this play, but the senior manages to make the catch. 29 yards, another touchdown. The Pronghorns have cut a 33-point deficit down to single digits. They would own the third quarter and were only down 46-37 going into the final 10 minutes. Fourth quarter, the Longhorns admitted that they let up off of the gas earlier. Johnson will screen to Sessions, and the junior will turn on the afterburners and take off. 54 yards. That was a huge momentum shifter, and that play would move the score up to 54-37. The opposition answered in less than 1 minute. Broadhead is going to take the long way around. Watch the blocking on this play. No one touched him, and the junior is going to break free on the far sideline and run 48 yards to the promised land. The 2-point kicks were huge contributors to this high-scoring game. Home team trails 54-45 with about 9 minutes to go. They would get the ball back, and they were knocking on the door again, but this play was ill-advised. Jones throws into triple coverage, and Abar will get the interception in the end zone, and now the pendulum was starting to swing in the other direction. On the next play, which was right after the touchback, the visitors would take the turnover and turn it into fast points. Johnson is off to the races for his 4th rushing score of the game, 65 yards on a cloud of dust. That would open up some breathing room. The scoreboard reads 62-45 with about 4.5 minutes to go. But this game was not over. Farson-Eden did not quit and needed only about 45 seconds to strike back. Broadhead is going deep, and he put just enough on this pass to get it over 2 defenders and into the hands of Orozco for a 39-yard touchdown play. Now this game is becoming even more interesting. His team is still down 62-53. Time is starting to become an issue, and the Pronghorns are down 2 scores and need to get the ball back soon. The defense would come to the rescue. They put pressure on Abar. This pass is tipped and ends up in the hands of Tyler Morrison, and he's taken it to the house. A roughly 40-yard pick six. We got a game here, people. Now it's 62-61 with about 2.5 minutes remaining on the clock. Lightning has struck once. Can the home team do it again? Meeteetse would go for it on 4th and 5 from the 30. Sessions takes the screen. It looks like they got him, but he'll break free, and the second effort was enough to get the first down and seal the deal. The Longhorns nearly squandered a 33-point lead, but would hold on and escape Farson with a 1-point victory, 62-61.